Welcome back to the Dork Mother. Okay, so those of you who watch my other videos should notice that my hair is of a normal color, or roughly normal color, brownish red. Okay, so the reason that is because of this COVID corona situation. My husband's job has been, they call it furloughed, which essentially means like they're on suspension without pay until the work gets busy again when all these jobs open up that they normally deliver to. So essentially, I have to get a job, and you can't have purple or pink or blue or whatever color hair when trying to get a job. So my life situation and posting and stuff like that is gonna be a lot different. Yeah, so I'm a little bit, I should say, it's stupid to be depressed about not being able to have colored hair, but like at the same time, I mean, it's how I've been living for the past 5 years. So, well, and before that, because my job allowed me to have multicolored hair, although that same job does not allow that anymore. So, can't go back there. Well, don't want to go back there, but so that's where I'm at. So posting even when COVID is resolved and I can actually go out and do things to post videos about, like thrifting and different things like that, is probably not gonna happen because I will be working. But yeah, so some things have changed here in the she shed since my last video. We actually, when we did the closet declutter, we found the original Nintendo. And then I had mentioned before in the house tour video that this was a TV that my son got from my aunt's, after my aunt passed away, for, something he could have of hers. So in the summertime, we're going to keep it in the porch, and in the wintertime, we're going to keep it in the house. Yeah, so we can come out here and have old school Nintendo and have fun time and stuff. So my she shed just keeps getting better. But let's get into the video. The purpose of this video is a movie review. We did some theater on demand last night, and so we watched Valley Girl, the new Valley Girl, which is a musical update of the I want to say 83 version, I think is when it came out, which had Nicolas Cage in it. But I love that movie. You can ask all my family. I've watched that movie endless amount of times, and I was excited they were going to make a new version, and then the new version kept getting pushed back because of the drama with Logan Paul and how he's kind of like persona non grata and nobody wants to touch him since the Japanese suicide forest thing, which I can totally understand, but they could have just recast him. I mean, yeah, he has a big chunk in the whole plot of the movie being the, if anybody's seen the original, he plays the douchey boy that she, jock fratty kind of guy that she dumps for the punk rock guy that Nicolas Cage played. So I mean, it's not like they couldn't get some other beefy dumb guy to play that part, but whatever. It's kind of good having somebody that's not very popular playing the unpopular part, because then it makes it easier to dislike them, I guess. So, okay, so the main girl who plays the Julie character is played by Jessica, and I want to say it's Roth or whatever. She played Tree in Happy Death Day, which are some of my favorite. I know y'all can make fun of me all you want because they're like just cheesy slasher movies, but like, I don't know. I like a horror comedy myself, so I love her in Happy Death Day. And then she did that romantic movie Forever My Girl, which I also enjoyed, so whatever. But she's the Julie, and then a guy named Josh Whitehouse plays the Randy character, which I will give him this. At no point in the millions of times that I watched the original did I ever remotely find Nicolas Cage attractive, and at least, even though this guy's like a beanpole and he's literally like this big around, at least he's got a cute face, and he makes it easier to understand why she would change her whole world for this guy. And they gave him tattoos, and I don't know, like I said, I'm a sucker for a tattoo, so to me I was like, okay. And then you've got Ashley Murray, who plays Josie on Riverdale, as one of her groupie, group of friends. Then you got Chloe Bennett, who is on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. She plays like the bitchy friend, the one that's ready to jump right on the ex-boyfriend as soon as him and Julie break up. And then you got Jesse Enos, who plays the Stacy character, who's kind of like the frumpy, like I'm smart, but I don't want to be smart because it's not cute to be smart. Girlfriend. So like I said, they kind of keep it like somewhat similar with the original in that respect. Although I will say Randy has a guy best friend in the original, and in this one, he has Mae Whitman play a lesbian chick best friend. So I mean, same idea. She's still into girls. Where the original, the guy, his best friend was into girls. Tries to hit on, kind of somewhat hit on her group of friends a little bit. Like I said, Logan Paul plays the ex-boyfriend or boyfriend at the beginning, and then it gets dumped. Mickey, but yeah, I mean, and then like they kind of changed it where in the original her parents have like a vegan restaurant and they're very hippie and like almost like she's more straight-laced than they are. In this one, they made her more like normal parents, which I mean, whatever, personal choices as far as plot is concerned, but. I almost like that aspect of the original more because, like this one, it went more straight traditional 80s movie where the parents are like, come on now, you don't want that, you need to, figure your stuff out and be the, and they really shove the whole, everybody wants to be a kept woman and not have a career, and then that's what makes Julie different is that she wants to have her own sense of self and be like a working woman, and like they throw in the whole like Sally Ride first woman in space thing like that in there. So I mean, like, yeah, there's some feminist more aspects of this than the original. Obviously they did like a shot for shot remake of the original. Nobody would want to see that because obviously they already know what's gonna happen. The musical aspect of it, like I said, I'm a sucker for musicals as well. So you throw 80s style rom-com and then musical together, I'm in. You ain't gotta convince me. And like I said, I like her. The girl plays Julie Jessica Roth as an actress, so I was like, I'm in. I don't even know who this dude is, but and as much as I hate to admit it, normally I go into a movie like, is the dude hot? Okay, I'll watch it, And in this case, I was like, I'm going into it for the girl because I like her. It's not a whole lot. I've mentioned in previous videos, there's not a whole lot of actresses that like I will seek out a movie just because they're in it. She's one of them. Anna Kendrick's one of them. For the Dork Daughter, it's Margot Robbie. But and like I said, the plot is like I said similar, but the way they get to things is different. I will say. You ever watch one of those romantic movies and like when the people meet each other and you're just like, oh, like their instant flirty chemistry when he sneaks to the Valley party to try to meet up with her after he found out where she was gonna be, and like every time he tries to talk to her, somebody interrupts them, and then her boyfriend comes up, the Mickey character, and they're like making faces at each other. And it's super cute. It's adorable. Like I said, you would think that, like the cheesy musicals of our parents and our grandparents' childhoods where, everything is, oh, singing, but like this kind of musical where they're singing the 80s music and all the words, and like where they have a dance break, like, duet situation on a carousel when they're doing the montage of like their relationship and like how close they get, and they're on a carousel and they're singing Aha's Take On Me, which is one of my favorite 80s songs ever. So like I was like, yes, so the music alone, if you're an 80s movie or 80s music person, the music alone will drag you into it. And like some of them, like the girls dancing to Girls Just Want to Have Fun, like on the beach, and it's like, oh, that's cute. Like it draws you in. Like I said, if you're into the romance aspect, you're in. If you're into the music aspect, you're in. If you just want to stare at a cute punk rocker boy with shaggy hair, you're in. The beginning of the movie has obviously a different situation because it's Alicia Silverstone playing, the adult version of Julie, and telling her daughter about what her life was like, back in the day. And so obviously that's different than the original. spoilers ahead, I will tell you this. I love this movie. I was going through it and I was like, oh man, this rom-com, like, this is my jam. It's musicals, it's got cute relationship and adorableness and all this. And then the end killed me. The end killed me. If anybody's seen the original, he comes and, you know, she had gone to prom with Mickey, you know, because they had their fight, and then he comes and tries to win her back at the prom. Okay, we're on point till then. I mean, this one, the winning her back part, so much more cute. So I'm not gonna delve into that too much, but I will say this: that the original ends with them leaving in the limo that she and Mickey had came to prom in. Her and Randy leave in the limo and just drive off, drive off into the sunset, and so that's the end. Well, in this one, obviously you probably can guess as the movie's progressing, and anytime it cuts back to Alicia Silverstone, older Julie, and her daughter talking about stuff, that obviously her daughter doesn't know Randy, so Randy's obviously not her father, so obviously they didn't end up together, and you're like, oh, but you're like fighting it. You're like, well, maybe the dad went by a different name when he got older, whatever. No. Disappointingly so, the hopeless romantic in me wants first loves to be, overall lifetime loves. Well, obviously that didn't happen. They do the whole driving away in the limo thing, but at that point you already know that her and Randy don't end up together in the end, and it's like, oh, like this movie was like perfect for me up until that point. Like, obviously, like that's what kills me about the movie Endless Love with Alex Pettyfer, is because they explain, like, in the, I don't know, towards the end about, he's like, first loves don't always last. He goes, but they change you, blah, 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 blah. No! A movie is an escape for me, and in my escape, first loves last. Obviously, I know that's not how stuff goes in real life, because, like, you hardly ever stay with your first love. I mean, granted, my parents are high school sweethearts, and they're still married, 35 odd years later, but that doesn't always happen. Okay, but on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this like a 7.5. It would have got like a 9, but the ending just, like, at least the first one left it ambiguous, where, like, obviously, he's a punk rock guy and he really has no job prospects, and, love can't conquer all, love can't pay the bills, but in your heart, you're like, they're gonna make it. Those two crazy kids are gonna make it. Well, obviously, this one shows the aftermath, and that, they were happy for a while and then things didn't work out. Okay, well, I don't want to see that part. It's like the end of The Graduate, where it's like, oh, he comes and rescues her from her wedding, and then they get on the bus, and then they sit there and they're like, wait a minute, and they're like, what did we just do? Don't show that part. Show the saving her from the wedding and calling it, like, for future movie makers, you can do whatever you want for other people, but if you're making a movie for me, I know you're not, but if you're making a movie for me, just give me the happy ending. I grew up on fairy tales, man. That's what I want. I want fairy tales. Happy endings, happily ever afters, da-da-da-da, the prince takes the princess and whatever. Okay, that's what I want. But this has been The Dork Mother. This has been my review/opinions of Valley Girl, the 2020 version, musical edition. I give it, like I said, I give it a 7.5 out of 10, just because that ending killed it. Otherwise, it would have got a 9. So, but thanks for watching The Dork Mother, and please be sure to like and subscribe, and happy Mother's Day.